Presence acting old until I die. Couple C's in presence acting old until I die. Couple C's in the
Okay. So all the so I would. They can see. You're supposed to buy these too. You're paying for it now. How much is that? You got this. It's just dirty. What are you saying?
Thank you, goddess. This nigga said, thank you, goddess. All right, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, honor, and power that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, those who rule well who I learned this truth from. Salutation to the brothers stiffly pushing this one truth, and all sincerity and diligence, risking both your lives and freedoms to do so. And shalom to the rest of the elect. All right, as we all await the second exodus coming quickly by the hands of Lord Yahweh Shah. This is your brother, Rakaga Bar. All right, coming back at you again with another lesson. All right, will be entitled some along the lines of Jake's simp behavior is out of hand. All right, this simp behavior, all right, from Jake, you know, these Jake Israelite men, you know, is completely out of hand, man. All right, and I didn't necessarily have any precepts lined up, you know, but you know, ultimately this is what enables this is what enables these women to act this way, man. All right, you niggas, you know, but behind every proud, you know, want to be baddie, all right, woman is one of you simp ass niggas, man. You know, and this this nigga here is paying her to lick the bottom of her funky ass shoes, and then he said, "Thank you, goddess," at the end of it, man. And I was looking at one of the comments, you know, this person was like, you could have actually got some play. You know, I didn't count how much Brady gave her, but shit, man, you could have went and hired a prostitute for all that, man. You know, but that just shows you how defeated Jake is, man. You know, to where they sitting there worshiping and enabling these women to act like this. This is the reason why, you know, nigga, these simps gotta go, man. All right, behind every proud ass woman, you know what I'm saying? These proud ass bitches with this this goddess energy behavior is one of you niggas, man. All right, let me
okay.
take a look at me. Presence acting old until I die. Couple C's
and it just looking at this shit, man, is vexing because you know niggas that do this shit, you don't get no play from these hoes, man. You are one of 100 that's doing the same shit, you know? And it's like every time we get on these hoes, we're really getting on you men that are behind them, all right, too, because, you know, the OnlyFans culture, well, who's paying these hoes to send feet pics, you know, funky, you know, little feet, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, you may like feet or you may like, you know, the certain body parts of the women, but these men are so simple, you know, they'll go out of their way to pay a bitch all this bread just for a conversation, just for an interaction, man. You know what I'm saying? Instead of actually going out there, you know, and working on yourself, you know, to actually be able to, you know, fuck on these women, man, you know, but yet you rather sit behind a computer screen, you know, send this bitch hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for a fake ass interaction, man. You know, all up in her DMs, you know, I seen another video, I didn't save it, but it was this nigga saying, instead of hitting her up with what you doing or you know, how was your day or however the hell he worded it, he was like, send her $500. You know what I'm saying? And that mindset, that romanticism, that mindset, all right, is what's wrong with these women now, man. You niggas have enabled this. All right. Now, I'm not saying if you got a woman, and you want to, take her out to eat or, do nice things with her from time to time. Hey, that's your woman. You can do that. But as far as, these little thoughts, that's not necessarily letting you claim them. You know what I'm saying? They outside, you outside. All right. You want to fuck with them, but they ain't really fucking with you. You send her $500 to go get her nails or, some coffee, coffee money in the morning, all this bullshit, man. You a simp. You a simple man. All right. Now, let's look this up. Better put this shit up on Urban Dictionary. All right, because this is what a lot of you are, man. And this is the reason why Yahweh Bashim Yahshua speaks about, the men that are within thee are women, and scriptures also say, show yourselves men, because the things you men are doing, pedestalizing these women, is enabling them to have that goddess mindset, man. To where now the next nigga that's trying to deal with her on a real level, she gonna look at him like, well, are you paying me, $1,000 just because I'm pretty and yada, 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 man. You see, but, it says in slang, simp refers to someone, typically a man, who goes out of their way to excessively please or dote on a romantic interest, often to the point of seeming submissive or overly accommodating. Yeah, man, that shit is off, man. That shit is disgusting to look at, man, because, you ain't supposed to be, the men are the prize. According to scriptures, man, scriptures say, matter of fact, we'll just grab them. I want to say this is 1 Corinthians 11. Give me one moment. The men are the prize, man. And you men have put these women on the pedestal to now, not only does this backfire on you simps, because the same niggas that do this type of behavior, all right, are the same niggas that get cheated on. And I'm not saying this, these guys here is even fucking on them hoes, but these are the same types of men that these women step out on, man, because they don't respect you. A woman, of course, they gonna want some bread. They may want, nice things in life, but they don't respect you for this, man. They sitting there giving it up to a nigga who's doing substantially less than what you doing. All right. And yeah, you niggas continue to enable this behavior, which is why the Most High just got to start destroying you simps, man. All right. Now this is, okay, give me one moment. I think I said maybe 1 Corinthians 10. Bear with me. Okay, yeah, Khan, I just skipped over it. 1 Corinthians 11:8, it says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Meaning what? When that man ejaculates, you know what I'm saying? Your seed, the seed is what brings forth life. Seed goes into the ground, which likened unto the womb of the woman. The ground nurtures it, you know what I'm saying? And but the seed is where in that life, that spirit is at. It says, for the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. Okay, and you go back into Genesis, it tells you the Most High made Eve to be a helpmeet unto the man. So here, you men have completely got shit backwards, man. You are doing things to overly please, and that goes back into romanticism, man, which comes from Rome. Overly trying to please and accommodate these women, man. And what makes it worse is that you're doing these to women you ain't even putting the rod in. You know what I'm saying? You doing this to women that are getting digged down by somebody else who has 1,000 other niggas in her DMs, 1,000 other niggas telling her she look pretty, 1,000 other niggas sending her money for her foot picker because her ass is up on the counter. You ain't special. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, the way to stand out with these modern hoes is to not get a ass all that attention, man. they so full of all that attention 24/7. Your best bet is to not give it to them. You know, give them less attention, man. You know, hey, this the game you got to play. But really, you know, these women, you know, they dopamine is fucking fried, man. Because they got so many niggas out there like this that do this type of shit, man. And it's sad, really. You know, let's look up this word romanticism. Which, you know, that comes from Rome, you know. But that whole romanticism, you know, do all that extra shit, bring the bitch roses every day, show up at her door, you know, open the door, all this bullshit, man. Scripture say the woman was created to be the helpmeet, you know, and it also says that the Most High is going to make a man more precious than gold. All right, so the man, all right, and we got to specify.
Take a look at me.
You know, we got to specify a man of Yahweh Ba'ashmi Al-Shah is the true prize, man. You know what I'm saying? But even when you look at it in the worldly terms, a high value man is going to do whatever the hell he want. You know, one of these hoes ain't going to be able to try to tell a high value man, you can only fuck with one woman. You know what I'm saying? Or this or that. You have no sway. You have no say so, man. You know what I'm saying? All right. You don't have a say so on the matter. Okay. And that's really how it's designed to be, you know. But again, going into this lesson, things are backwards, and you simple ass niggas out there, all right, have enabled women to behave in this manner, man. Okay, because you weak. Jake ultimately don't got that self confidence, man, that self respect. You know, this motivates me to level the fuck up. It says, I don't care if I'm a billionaire never doing this. He paid for a kiss and she blew one at him. It's like, let's watch it again. That little punk ass hug, man, from a bitch that's got bodies on her. You niggas, man, you know, you get played to the left like this, and this bitch is back there somewhere getting piped down. You know, but hey, this is why, you know, 2/3 are going to be, you know, wiped out. You niggas got to go. It said a simp refers to someone, typically a man, who goes out of their way to excessively please or dote on a romantic interest, often to the point of seeming submissive or overly accommodating. Yeah, submission is designed for the woman. You know, that's a feminine energy or vibration to be in, man, because you're pedestalizing them. You know, how can a woman look up to you? You know what I'm saying? If you are pedestalizing, looking up to her, and it ain't nothing wrong with a woman being beautiful. And once again, like I said, and you know, you got a shorty you dealing with. You know, you fuck with her, you deal with her, you take her, you do nice things to her from time to time. We understand that, but when it comes to overly, you know what I'm saying, doing the most. You know, because niggas will do this shit and you ain't even got the box yet. Niggas will go months, if not years, doing shit like this, man. She got a roof leak, or, you know, she needs something fixed at the crib. She knows she can call your simple ass up to come and do it. And the whole time she getting popped by Tyrone or Chad on you know, the very next hour. You know, right after you done fixed her sink for her, you know, she send your ass up the curb. Got a nigga coming through to blow her back out the very next hour, man. See? You niggas got to get some self-respect, man. You know what I'm saying? You niggas need to level up, man. This shit is off. It says, or overly accommodating. Yeah, man. Just pedestalizing them, man. Doing the most to please them, you know? It can also be used to describe someone who is overly attentive or gives too much of themselves to someone they admire, even if it's not a romantic context. Yeah, man. Too much attention, you know? Or giving too much of yourself. That's really what it is, simplified. You know, you giving all this energy and attention to this bitch that could care less about you, man. She ain't even giving you half the energy you giving her. All right? Really, women need to like you more in a relationship than you like them. They need to be on edge. They need the fear of losing you, man. Or else what the fuck you got going on? if you love her way more, then chances are, man, she's stepping out on your ass, man. The woman needs to love you. She needs to like your company and love you more than you do her. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you get through, man. Or else the dynamic is going to be fucked. All right? You know? And again, that don't mean you can't love her. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. But you got to understand here, man. You know? Let's see if I were to grab this. But yeah, man, a woman was created for the man. So we know things have been turned upside down. Okay? And that's why scriptures speak about. Matter of fact, let's grab this real quick. That's why scriptures say this. In Isaiah, the 3rd chapter. Okay. All right, give me 1 second. You know, sometimes it be, I know it's in the chapter, but it be slipping my mind. Okay, Jeremiah 31, Salakia. In 22, it says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? All right, which really can represent all of Israel. You know, it says, for Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth, a woman shall compass a man. You know, and this is the vibration that goes out. This why this society pushes and urges for you to be a fucking simp. Even in the fucking movies and the media, that's that romanticism, man. They urge you to be a simp ass nigga, and you wonder why it's always the other nigga that ain't doing the most.
No.
You wonder why it's always the guy that's doing less, you know, that ain't overly doing too much is the one that's popping them, man. All right? Because, you know, you gotta, Jake, you gotta realize your worth, man. All right? And stop giving your power over to these women. You know? Yeah, stop giving your power over to these women, man. But that's really the point. You know, I'm going to go ahead and end it off with that. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bashmi Al Shabbat Shem Rakakadash, DTA Wababa Ball, Shalom.